Hello, bros. Today we're actually going to discuss something that's quite interesting. We're going to discuss white people making a mockery, especially wealthy white people, of black culture. Here we go. So, Exhibit 1 is really interesting. So, what you're looking at is the Cemetery of Blackness, and that's your black church, okay? At one point, you had a lot of black men there. Now you see mostly women. It had businesses, banks. It had health care. You can go and get health taken care of. That's why you have your nurses still there to this day. You had a lot of things there, including a way of loaning money to start businesses, even publication. Most of your first elite publishers of material and black academia publish it through the printing presses of your church. Now it is a shell of what it is. It's a shamble, and it's been thrown and dragged through the mud in its current state and condition. It is the cemetery. It's a cemetery. So here you have the core issue with many of these programs, and I stress programming, is to shape your thinking. They ultimately cannot conceive of female evil. So women are only evil if damaged by men, but not by their own accord. So that's Exhibit 2. So that's what this thing actually represents. This is Exhibit 3. It's what it represents. And I'm going to go further into detail with that. And I'm not, again, discussing the movie. I'm discussing the different tropes that the wealthy white liberal does. So female, they're dictated by catering. That's what your media is catering to the female consumer market. So it will always be distorted. And this is not the status of black men. We never enjoyed that status. So they're not internally pure. That's how they view women. And they're responsible for no evil. That's what they view women as with this trope. And they have to be the cleanup behind men that are damaged. So they're the moral standard. And they can't actually be flawed. They can't actually be damaged. And this is one scene that's unique because this actually shows something that usually doesn't happen on films. That is the mother. She's drinking right there. She's inebriated. She's damaged. She's actually causing the cycle of despair and dysfunction that you normally don't see. And what this scene also does is it pokes fun at black women's dependency on weaves, which is a white standard of beauty. That's how they view beauty, through that prism. So they're really trying. And the thing that I like about this scene is that I love this scene because this scene shows a damaged female character. They are basically making fun of black women. They are. That's why they're taking off her hair, which is her crown. It's her crowning piece. It's what she shows to the world. She's really ashamed of her hair the way it is. And plus she's a drunk. So Exhibit 5. So you have female violence, which is often never discussed and shown in movies. That's what this scene depicts. So without fathers in the picture, fathers instill discipline and the capacity to achieve. They teach by instilling their voices into the child so they can actually go out and achieve in the world. So the capacity to instill on youth to their maturity. In essence, fathers as a whole contribute conditional love by enforcing boundaries. During childhood, mothers instill unconditional love. Men establish boundaries, and it helps young adults understand that respect must be earned. And despite loving you, fathers will not pay you respect until you earn it. So, with female violence and fathers lacking in the household, okay, this is a main issue. And again, here's another trope. The black male is disrespected in this scene. And it's a norm. And it's often used by wealthy white liberals. We see the impact of a warped view of said man. He's used as only as ATM. His purpose is to provide what the child mother deems to be important. He must properly be emasculated and disrespected by the misandric female. And his opinion doesn't matter. So here, this is an important scene. You'll usually see this in movies. This trope is the black male incompetence, i.e. social incompetence. This happens in just about every film, TV show. Black men are depicted as buffoons, hustlers, failed social outcasts, and it reinforces the ideal. Guess what? Black men, they're inherently incapable. That's what this scene represents as he's in the pool hall hustling, aka Rick Ross. Every day I'm hustling. So that's black male incompetence and social incompetence, really right there in that scene. So that's what that actually represents. It's overused. It should not be used anymore, but hey, that's what they like to do. So they'll show you as a hustler, the street criminal, the thief, the hyper masculine, well, not quite hyper masculine, hyper violent. So hustling to survive, i.e. hustling as competing in a society with no legal, social, acceptable skills. Often it's dangerous and detrimental to said person that engages in this. So the black male in Exhibit 6, domination usually takes place in the form of the mother-son dynamic, with the male character being disciplined by this woman or whatever woman is in that scene. Okay, like a child, she positions herself as a responsible one and emasculates the father, often in movies and shows, in front of his daughter or child, thus establishing a gynarchy or matriarchal rulership over him, his body, his personhood. He doesn't have agency, and he can't have agency, and she must have full control of said child. He can't ever have it because he's not responsible. He is a man not as described by my bro, Dr. Tommy Curry. He's a man not. And what is a man? It's a white man. That's what a man is in the eyes of these women. So what you're seeing with this in Exhibit 7 is hair. So with hair, you've got a unique situation with that. You've got the adulation and worship of white beauty standards, Eurocentric standards of beauty, in order to compete. So they think in this competition, or any competition, any movie, you're going to see that woman changing or altering hair because of shame, because of guilt, because of her dislike for her own culture and own attributes that make her unique. Now the girl in there, she's Nigerian, the little girl. I think the woman is Nigerian also. So they're actually making fun of Black American culture and specifically black men. So this is something you need to always watch out for in movies and shows. Never let them run that trope on you at all. So this is Exhibit 8, and I believe this is the last slide, and I'm glad you guys stuck through it. So this is about hypermasculinity, hyperviolent, criminalistic behavior, often disrespected and cheated on by said females within the movie or show. You'll see this in numerous movies, from The Family That Prays. You continue to see this as a trope. So you're going to see that black man actually being denigrated, cheated on, disrespected. And remember the 7 levels of disrespect. So first they talk negatively about you. Then they go through the ultimate level, which is killing you, which is in movies too, where the woman has to seek vengeance and seek, overthrow the patriarchy and overthrow his evil black male rulership. He is so dominating and domineering her. So there you go, bros. So I hope you guys actually understand where I'm coming from with this movie in the descriptions. All right, I'm out. Peace, bros. Have a good day. And that's my review, not of the movie, but of the tropes that you'll commonly see. If you want to watch the movie, there's 6 theaters that are actually showing it. You can go and check it out. You're definitely going to like it. Have a good day, bros.